Day one of 49ers rookie minicamp in the books. I am back from the team facility, and this is 49ers Intel after I had the chance to meet 4 of the 49ers 15 rookies in person. I'll tell you what the most memorable part of the day for me was. Malik Mustapha, the safety, when he walked into the room, I'd called him a ball of muscle a couple weeks ago, just based on the tape that I had watched and the height weight measurement, but I wasn't kidding. This guy is strong. He does not look like the typical safety. He looks like somebody who might be the best prospect coming out as far as run support from the DB position. I mean, he was really, really good in run support, really good at blitzing at Wake Forest. In fact, they made a new position for him at Wake Forest called the Panther, and that was a hybrid position and lined up all over the field. Started off as just a fire blitzer, but as time went along, they started lining up Malik Mustapha along the defensive line. They started putting him in there at inside linebacker at times. I mean, he was a true rover, somebody that the 49ers can really use on their back end, especially with Brandon Staley being a play designer who has used the versatile DBs in the star position before. Have a listen here when I asked Malik Mustapha about his versatile DB role. How many different responsibilities do you think that entailed, and how many years or how long did it take to learn all the different kind of positions with the playbook to be able to play them effectively?
Yeah, so the new defensive staff at Wake Forest came that 2022 season, and I had my ACL surgery January 2022. So that Panther package really didn't get installed until I came back for fall camp, like in August, around that time, and that's when they started installing different stuff for that. So because I was came back ready to go for camp, and that's when coaches started comfortable developing new packages for me. And with that Panther package, there was a lot of hats that I had to wear. In the beginning, it was more so maybe some fire zone calls we can get, like me able to pressure the quarterback and being able to use my athleticism to kind of disrupt them. We saw me spying the quarterback as well. But there was times where you saw me that I'm in the defensive line front, or I'm in the line with the linebackers, or people were so worried about me close to the line of scrimmage where there was some games where I just dropped deep and played the middle third player. So just coach being able to trust in me, being able to pick that up, and being able to cook up different techniques and defenses week by week based off the teams was something that he trusted me with, and it was just something that it was just a tell of what we're feeling that week. So definitely a lot of versatility within that package.
Then there was the offensive lineman whom the 49ers picked in the 6th round, Kingston, who is exceptionally athletic, one of the 4 offensive linemen that the 49ers added with a short shuttle time of under 4.5 seconds. Somebody who they envision as an interior lineman because he's got shorter arms, but somebody who I think has really interesting background in pass protection because of where he started his college career, and that was at Washington State before he transferred to USC. Remember that Washington State was coached by the late Mike Leach, one of the founders of the air raid offensive attack. So I asked Kingston if playing for Mike Leach, learning under him early on in his college career, if that was something that really helped him develop his pass protection skills. And here's what Kingston had to say.
He played several years at Washington State for Mike Leach. Obviously, that was an air raid kind of attack. Do you feel that helped prepare you specifically for pass protection, just the fact that you were able to get so many reps pass blocking?
Yeah, I think the 2 years I did have Mike Leach, we really only pass blocked, even in practice. We run blocked a little bit, but yeah, I think so. Just having so many reps at it really helped me with that.
And then as your career progressed, you got more run blocking work in. Yeah. Who would you credit, or what kind of system and work would you credit for being able to polish that to get drafted?
Yeah, I think this last year with Josh Henson, my offensive line coach at USC, really helped me with the run blocking, inside zone, outside zone, gap scheme, and not just physically able to do it, but mentally learn more about it in general too. So I think this last year at USC, I really took another step with it.
Kingston also mentioned that he grew up a Rams fan today, which is particularly interesting because A, I didn't know that Rams fans actually existed, but B, he's from Northern California, just south of Redding, a small town called Anderson. The reason that Kingston grew up a Rams fan is because his family is from LA, but today he said with a laugh that he is indeed a 49ers fan now because he plays for them. Moving on, Isaac Guerendo came in after Kingston. That's the running back out of Louisville by way of Wisconsin. And, Guerendo, he said he's going to attack Christian McCaffrey with questions. I think that's a good spot to start at if you're a running back entering the NFL. Just go figure out what Christian McCaffrey is doing. McCaffrey's somebody who's made himself very available on the field over the past few years. He's figured out how to stay healthy, and that's something that Guerendo, I think, figured out over the course of college. He missed some time early on due to injuries, but the last couple of years he's been exceptionally healthy. Now he's trying to just earn more playing time, and he has the physical skill set, the talent, the athleticism profile, second only to Saquon Barkley in relative athletic score of running backs since 1987. He's got the tools to be able to do that. Guerendo also has the potential benefit of not having played all that much in college. A lot of times you'll see running backs, especially running backs this physically talented, with a couple 200 to 300 carry seasons under their belt. But Guerendo doesn't have that. He's only started one career game in college, so he might be relatively fresh entering the NFL. Here are Isaac Guerendo's thoughts on that.
I like to think of it as a positive more than anything. People talk about tread on tires, stuff like that. I think that's an advantage for me. And, I think it also kind of leaves out there, like, I feel like I still have yet to play my best ball. So, continuing to progress, become a better player. I think that's the exciting thing about it. But, I'm going to continue to attack and, embrace whatever role I'm given.
We then spoke with Renardo Green, the cornerback out of Florida State, the guy who called himself a dog about 15 times after John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan first drafted him in that second round. And, this is an interesting tidbit. The 49ers only drafted one player this year who stayed at a college, the same college, for 5 seasons. And that was Renardo Green. I mean, in the past, that had been completely unheard of because guys didn't transfer the way they transfer now, but it's a new era of college football. And one of the questions to Renardo Green was he tempted to transfer from Florida State? And I thought that his answer was revelatory.
I definitely was tempted to go, but Florida State was a dream school, and I believe in staying loyal to what I committed to. And then when things get hard, I just don't mean just up and leave and run away from the challenge. So I really just decided to stand in the paint, and I just knew that I can bet on myself. I knew that I had coaches standing behind me, and I knew we was all working towards a goal. So I just kept putting one foot in front of the other, and I worked for everything I wanted.
The 49ers are really hoping that Green is going to be an eminently versatile player for them. They're talking inside, outside. They like the fact that he sees himself as a dog. They also like the fact that Diomede Lenore sees himself like a hyena. They want those scrappy, gritty guys. And to be honest, Renardo Green might have been the best corner in press man coverage in the nation last year. He shut down Malik Neighbors of LSU, highly touted receiver, very, very high draft pick. I mean, this guy, Renardo Green, pound for pound, was a very, very good cornerback in college. And 49ers are hoping that he could put on the play strength to succeed at this NFL level as well. Talking versatility naturally leads me back to Malik Mustapha because he just screams adaptability. And he had a great story today about his interactions with John Lynch. Might have even poked some fun at Mr. Lynch himself.
Did you ever watch some film of John Lynch or start studying anything like that?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to dig deep for that film, but I definitely heard good things about. I'm hip with the John Lynch, the Ronnie Lotts of the world, things like that. So when I was connecting with him at the combine, it was like something that we hit it off simply because safety to safety, we have that kind of relationship. So definitely gotta maybe pull up some VHS tapes or something or whatever, dust that off. But just awesome to just be part of an organization, general manager that just has been a part of the game. It actually understands his players, understands the game, and so on that can relate to us.
Can you
tell us
remind me
a little bit more about that meeting with John Lynch?
Yeah, so we just getting to know each other, getting able to talk ball, but it was just he was kind of lighting up when I was just breaking down the Wake Forest play calls that they had pulled up, play by play, things like that. So as a safety, you kind of be able to have to know moving pieces, who's doing what in the defense, and he was just something that he saw that I know what I'm talking about, So it was just awesome to, not just be able to play football at a high level, but understand the game as well.
There's your full look at what we learned today at introductory day of rookie minicamp. Tomorrow, the 49ers will take the field. We'll talk to a few more of the rookies, but that's 49ers intel here from North Beach in San Francisco. Behind me, the basketball and tennis courts used to be blacktop. Your fun fact of the day is that's where Joe DiMaggio learned how to play the sport that he became famous for, baseball. Joe DiMaggio grew up in this neighborhood. His original professional team was the San Francisco Seals before he went on to the New York Yankees. All right, that's it for this 49ers report. 49ers Intel will be coming back tomorrow.